Hi guys. Oh, Liv's blanket got caught. Sorry. So I got cut off the last time I was talking my last video about my ghost story, and this isn't reborn related, but it's not scary, so if you want to listen. If you don't. If you want to comment and let me know what you think, please do, especially if you've had a ghost story. Like, I love hearing them. I do believe in spirits. I don't think they're here to hurt us. I think that maybe they're confused and haven't crossed over yet, or maybe it's just all in our head, or crazy worries and fears manifest in weird things. I don't know. Anyways, this is my ghost story. So this is my son's room, because this is where things have always happened. We've lived here for 13 years. No, our house is 13 years old. We've lived here for 7, sorry. So it's not overly old, but when we first moved in, Tristan wasn't born yet. Emma was a baby. She was, well, I had her a month after we moved in. We moved in when I was pregnant. So it was just Emma and I, because Jordan was working nights. And at night, when she would finally go to sleep and I'd be carrying her up the stairs, this is the first room you'd see. So I'd be carrying her up the stairs. Her room is down the hall. Tristan's room was the computer room. And every time I would come by this room, I would see a blue dot. Now, there was the computer here, so that's what I always cracked it up to be. I chalked it up to be, whatever that saying is. Because I'd come up the stairs and I'd see this blue light circling around in here. And I got to the point where I'd come up the stairs and run quickly by this room, because I was a little creeped out. I was home alone a lot because Jordan worked nights, and then he got another job where he was working away. He wasn't even here for 8 days of the week, and he'd be home for 4 and then gone for 8. Like, it was really crazy. Like, it was just always me and Em. And I'm not one to be overly scared. Like, I had my dog and like, it was all good. But that was weird to me, this blue dot, and it couldn't be explained. Well, in my head I was like, it's just something reflecting off the computer or something. But even when the computer was off, I'd often see it, so I don't know. Anyways, so there was that. That was the blue dot. Then flash forward, and then Tristan being born. So once Tristan was a few months old and he started sleeping in here, he never slept through the night. He was constantly always up, and I chalked that up to the fact that I was nursing and like he was always hungry, whatever. So, but then when he got bigger, he would always wake up at the weirdest times and never really have an explanation. And then last summer, Jordan was away, and I was putting the kids to bed, and I was so tired. I just wanted them to go to bed. Like, I was home by myself with them. It was summer vacation, so Emma was out of school. And I put the kids to bed, and Tristan wouldn't go to sleep. Crying and crying, and I was like, Tristan, you gotta go to sleep, okay, bud? And he just started, like, freaking out. Like, I know my kid, I know his cry, I'm sad, or I'm hungry, whatever. And he was old enough to say words then, and 2, like he was 3, right? So he's like, Mom, no, I can't go to sleep. There's a ghost in here. And immediately my heart stopped, because that's a scary thing. Like I said in my last video, like, I always wanted my kids to see spirits, but then when it's actually happening, maybe I was a little scared. So I called my mom. I didn't know what to do. I called my mom, and she said, Mandy, I think he's just playing with you. I think he knows what's going to get you to let him stay up. But here, let's try this. And she came up with a good idea. She said, tell him that we sent the ghost away. Tell him that we sent the ghost to visit Auntie Cassie, my sister. So we did. We told him that. And I actually had to tell him that for like at least a month after. But that got him to sleep. Telling him that the ghost was gone, that got him to sleep. So again, from then to just recently, you know, he's still up all the time, weirdly. And he's 4 years old now. Like, 4-year-old kids should be sleeping through the night, right? And my daughter doesn't wake up. She doesn't hear these things, see these things. So anyways, flash forward to just recently as to why I started to think maybe there is something here. I don't know, because all of a sudden Tristan, he was sick, just with a head cold again, and he woke up in the middle of the night. It started at 1 o'clock in the morning, and he was like, Mom, come here. And that's like an odd, to wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and just be like, Mom, come here. He wasn't whining, he wasn't crying, he was like, come here, Mom. So I come in his room and he says to me, Mom, look at the doorknob. That looks unnatural or unreal. Like, he used a really big word, and I know what he was saying. He was saying his door handle didn't look like a door handle, it looked like something else. So yeah, I know in the night things do. So that's what I said to him. I said, T, it's dark. You know, you could see a shadow. Like, look. And I wiggled the doorknob and he was like, okay. And he went back to sleep. And the next night, he says to me, Mom, come here, again, in the middle of the night. Just like perfectly clear, like something has been waking him up. And I come in his room and he's like, Mom, turn around. Don't you see that shadow? Oh my God. Just had a little bit of a heart attack. So right then and there I thought, okay, maybe there is something here, you know, those blue dots, him constantly waking up. I even got Jordan kind of thinking it. He's like, yeah, like he doesn't believe in that stuff, but he's like, yeah, that would explain why he's always up in the middle of the night. Like, do you think this ghost is waking him up? So I talked to my mom again, my savior, and we talked about like how, yeah, it could be a spirit, it could be a kid. Maybe that's why it is connected to Tristan, because, you know, he is 4, and I've always heard that like from 0 to max, my cat is rubbing up against my foot, from 0 to it's 5 or 6, that window, you're still young, you're still new, you've just come through to our world, like you still have all that stuff. Like Tristan, well actually my daughter too, she used to say when Daddy was a young boy, he used to do this and that, and I'd be like, honey, you don't know that, you weren't here when your dad was a boy. And she's like, yeah, I saw him. Like, I really do believe kids remember what the lives they've lived before, and maybe she was somebody around, like who, like, I don't know, I'm getting off topic. So anyway, so I tell my mom, like, he is seeing something. So she says, go around every room, because I have done this before. I have, over the years we've lived here, every time a little weird situation would happen, I have gone around and said, like, please leave. Sylvia Brown, you know her, she always said, you tell them to leave and they will leave. They have to, like, that's the laws of the land. So I would always say, please leave, but she said, tell them to go to the light. And that's something I have never said before. And so what I did was I started in my room. I did the whole house, even the bathrooms. I went in and I said, please leave. This is not your home anymore. You're not welcome. Go to the light. And I went in every room. And as I walked into Tristan's room, and I swear this happened, I felt something. Oh, that reminds me, but before, okay, I'm so sorry. The big thing, just before I made that phone call to my mom, so Tristan said, he said to me, I saw, there's a shadow behind you. I told him, I said, baby, if you feel like there's something here, you tell it to go away. Like, we said, go away, and he went back to sleep. So this is 1 o'clock in the morning. I go back to my room, and I laid down, and in my head, it was just in my head, I wasn't thinking these words out loud, but in my head, I was like, oh, how am I going to get rid of this spirit? Like, I'm on board now, I believe it. All of a sudden, my husband, he always turns off the power box of the cable box, because the light shining, he can't sleep. So Jordan had turned it off, and all of a sudden, in my head, I'm thinking this, it's off, and all of a sudden, it flashes on, my whole room lights up green, and I was like, oh snap. There is something here. Maybe that was its way of saying I am real. Maybe, because how would that turn on? Like, unless you press the button on it, or the remote control, which was either on the shelf or on the ground. There's no way. And I was just about to wake Jordan up. I had like my hand on his arm, and then it flashed off, and I was like, okay. So that's when I called my mom the next day. So I'm going through all the rooms, and just as I walk into Tristan's room, I feel a force. I felt like something was pulling me. And I said it again. I said, please leave. You're not welcome here. Please go to the light. I made sure I said that. And then that was that. That's all I could do. And that was 4 or 5 nights ago, and Tristan hasn't woke up since. I don't know. So I don't know if that worked. I don't know if there was something here that's so crazy. Like, I know the blue light can be explained. It could have been something to do with the computer. And Tristan is little. It could have been his imagination. But when he, like last summer when he said the ghost is in my room, like, we've never really talked about ghosts. And yeah, he watches like Power Rangers and stuff. But those are like monsters and stuff, and we've talked about how they're not real. And then I did tell myself, well, maybe it was Scooby-Doo, because I know they were watching, it wasn't exactly that night, but I know my daughter really loves Scooby-Doo, like the old school Scooby-Doo. And yeah, there's ghosts, but at the end of that, it always turns out to be somebody. Like, this is the old school Scooby-Doo when they pull off the mask and it's somebody. So I don't know, so it could be chalked up to that, but how did the cable box turn on? Like, that was something. But since I did go around and tell it to please leave, there hasn't been anything. So I'm hoping that, only because, like, because the spirit wasn't hurting anybody and it wasn't causing any problems, but it was waking up my baby. At 3 o'clock in the morning, 1, 2, 3, that was his routine as a baby. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Oh my gosh, it was really hard. And then when he started sleeping through the night at a year old, finally at a year old, I was like, yay. And then it just continued. And then every now and then he just gets caught in a loop of waking up during those times. And so, knock on wood, since I went around, he hasn't been waking up. Oh, and my camera is flashing because it's about to die, but yeah, so let me know what you think. If you have a ghost story, let me know in the comments, especially if it's kind of similar, like blue lights. Let me know if that's a thing. So yeah, there it is. Hope you liked it. I hope you're not scared, because it's not really scary. And I have a fun video planned this afternoon with Emma in Lennon, so stay tuned for that. Bye guys, have a good day.